So what is that?
Drink AGD. It tastes good and it gets you drunk.
That's true. Alright guys, so we're going to change things up a little bit because we only put out like a video a month if we're lucky right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to try start putting one out every week. It might be 5 minutes, it might be an hour. I don't know. Depends how much we do.
See how it goes.
So we're going to try and put out at least one video a week again. Pretty much week to week on what we're doing. So this time
We made twins.
we're putting turbos on the Buick.
They don't look pretty, but they should function.
Well, here we go, let's get those wheels out on the road. It may get dusty, but that's the way she goes. We'll build some greasy old cars and drink our AGD. Hey, don't you know, it's partly built.
All right, Steven. What are we doing today?
Greasy turbo fab. Hopefully see if we can get these things in here.
We put the weight back on the front end so that we can see how low we can mount the turbos, because we want to keep everything below the hood for sure. And I want to be able to put tailpipes on. The tailpipes might be a little bit of a challenge, but we'll do what we can, because there's not a lot of room behind the wheels even when they turn. But I think if we go down and hug the frame, we can. We're only going to run 2.5-inch tailpipes because we're not making big power anyway. So it shouldn't be a huge deal.
Well, honestly, if we pay attention to what we're doing, we might be able to sneak the pipe down here and kind of go underneath the manifold. That side we're a lot more open. I don't know about this side.
We don't melt that steering.
You know,
But I mean, it could go right there.
look there. I know the other side we got a little more clearance, but
Yeah.
see what we get to.
Turbo time. Yeah. Holy, that's what it is. We could hear some freaking buddy showing up in a diesel. What's going on, man?
Not much. Who are you fellas?
Oh, we're fucking low.
Mad doctor in here?
Pretending to be machinists. Yeah, she's getting a little crazy in here now. Just as we thought we were seeing the light of day on this fucking job, she decided to do a lot more work. Yeah, fucking me. So what is that? Alright guys, we are now at an undisclosed location. We're going to use the plasma, cut out our flanges. I got my spare exhaust housing so we can make sure all the holes line up where we need them. We should be golden. So Steven just went to grab some gloves and stuff and we'll get at it. Alright, so I'm starting with just cutting the plate right between the two flanges here, and then we won't quite have to plasma so much. Man, that's a nice wheelie. Custom built for Redneck Steve. got the holes drilled in the first plate. I made a better template here. And then copied it over to the first plate. And then Steven cut it a little better. And now I'm going to start doing some die grinding while he starts drilling holes in the second flange. Alright, now I've got it bolted to my exhaust housing here. And you can see we're actually fairly close for most of it. I mean, the lighting's not great here, it's tough to see, but I got to take a little more off the top and both the sides, but the bottom here is pretty good. So I'm going to get going on that.
Now, we got some lighting here, it just sucks. Anyways, it's kind of ground down here and up there. So just put this corner left and some touch up.
Well, I've got here done and here done, like this. And I'm just finishing up here. And then I'll finish down in this bottom corner and then I'll start the second port. This is the beauty of having an exhaust housing you don't care about. You don't have to worry. Major juice factor. That's when you use a tapered bit.
Hell yeah.
You still got a lip on.
Yeah, you probably can't see the smoke, but she's a little toasty. Yeah, just about there. Got a little tit up here to deal with and shebang, and yeah, and I guess it's on to number 2.
It's not perfect, but new flanges are like 40 to 80 bucks. So, free plate. My time
Winning.
is worth nothing.
Hey Mike, if you want a straight bit, I have one with more fucked up teeth than Jeremy Clarkson.
I know, I put it over there. It was in your die grinder.
Oh, nice. There we go. This don't work. This is... The lighting sucks. But anyways, that's done. Logan here. Time for number 2.
So now, we're on to flange number 2. As you can see, but you can't because the light sucks. I gotta hog a bit out. Now, as you can kind of see, it's not exactly laser cut quality, but let's be honest guys, it's plenty good enough for a turbo that's not designed or spec'd out correctly for this engine. Add that on top of the tuning that we don't know how to do. It's gonna be just fine. Like, we're good. So that's both of them done. I mean, ignore this stupid tab there, but not gonna hurt anything because they're all divided housings anyway. So let's clean up our mess around here and we'll head back to our shop. All right, we're just tacking our first flange on here. Then we'll hang a turbo and see how it looks.
There you go. The turbo is kind of mounted.
And it'll clear that tire. Just want to see the exhaust system. Bring the camera in. Yeah, that exhaust is going to be a little close to the brake lines, but we can always just go like that, and then problem solved.
Yeah.
All right. So the exhaust outlet, we're hoping we can just go straight down right in front of the frame rail. It should clear the tire if we stick tight to the frame rail. We gave up on the idea of putting inner fenders back in. It's just going to be way easier not to. We can clock the inlet, or the outlet, sorry, and then come down through the front to an intercooler. It's the plan anyway. But I think that'll work slick.
No, it should work good.
All right. So Steve-O's just setting up to start welding on it. There you go. Just had to hammer that last little piece down. We'll get that welded up, and then we got to do something. We got to cut the head off a bolt, stuff it through that last hole, and weld the head of it too. But we're getting there.
There we go. The flange is welded. She ain't pretty, but neither am I, so I can't really say anything about that. You know, function is definitely more important than form. So, I'm okay with that.
As long as they hold and they don't leak, I don't care.
As long as she'll chooch, and I think she will. That's a-okay.
Alright, so we're going to make some poor decisions here. We're going to start pie cutting this because we need to do a lot of angle. And we could do just one big cut, but that would be freaking hideous. So we're probably going to have to do it in about 3 cuts.
Yeah, we're not good enough for pie cuts, so we just said cut it.
After
and
realizing
rotate.
we're an idiot, we pie cut it correctly. We just set the chop saw to 30, just under 30 degrees. I did a cut with the chop saw, so it's a nice perfect cut, and it lines up perfectly.
Again, there we go. There we go. We're just gonna do it that way. Screw it. Got this shit fabbed up. I'm gonna Zeus her together and see how that goes. Should work fine.
Oh, don't weld that end yet.
Oh, I guess I'm not supposed to weld that in yet. That's where I was gonna
I
start.
gotta hammer them down.
I was gonna start there.
Alright, so this is what we accomplished today.
We've got the Tavos.
They're not mirror image, and they're not even symmetrical.
Sure, nothing.
But then again, the manifolds don't come out at similar spots. This head's ahead of the other one, so that's why this turbo's ahead. You know, I think it'll work. And the best part is, whole set, genuine Cummins turbos, HX35s. Whole set. I love it. I think it's great. I don't even care if they never work. I mean, I built this one out of 2, and it kind of makes a little bit of a scratchy noise. But, you know, is what it is. So we're going to just move some shit out of the way and see if the hood will clear them now.
Yeah, it clears. Holy doodle.
There's the intake.
Mint.
Pop the hood, would you? So there you go. That's how you don't do turbos.
Yeah, probably
That's why we did it. Like, this is not great for flow. We only want to make like 8 PSI because we didn't gap the rings. We're not good at tuning. We just want to make enough boost that it's a little bit of fun. Probably got to do a converter in this transmission. If I can find one for cheap, I will. We're going to start. I'm not happy with this radiator. So I'm going to see if I can fit a stock truck one in here somehow, even if we got to drop the cross or the lower mount somehow. So we got to figure out that. We got to figure out an intercooler, little things like that. We're going to move to electric fans. So I'm on the hunt. We're going to have to go junkyard shopping and see what we can fit in here. We'll do some measuring, try and figure that out. I'm a little sad I can't put the inner fenders back in, but it is what it is.
And this
the tire gets awfully close to that turbo. If you're at full lock and you bounce the car with 2 guys, you can touch that turbo. So we're gonna go to a smaller front tire. I'm gonna take the front tires back off Steven's truck because they were actually off the Corvette anyway, the rubber. And we'll mount them up and we'll see if the little less tire height helps us. If not, we might have to rebuild that mount. But the important part is it clears the hood with a little bit of
massage
finessing here. It clears the hood, and that's all I really care about because I do not want to change the externals of this car in any way. We did some measuring up, and we can fit tailpipes, so it's going to get tailpipes with mufflers at least to in front of the back tires. You know, I'm not doing turn downs under the car because that's the worst thing you could ever do. All it does is rot out the bottom side of your car, blow dust everywhere, sound like garbage. So at least it'll go out in front of the back tires. Yeah, we're gonna start going through. We got to build a hybrid harness, like a Gen 3.5 style harness. So we got my Gen 3 harness. We're either going to run the computer at a junkyard or I'll buy one of those Speedwinos. We'll see how things go. And we'll convert it to the knock sensors in the front cam signal on this thing and see if we can't make that work. There's lots of little things to do now that we decided to be idiots, and we almost had a running vehicle. We weren't too far away, and now we're making it a lot more in depth. We moved the battery to that side. It fits okay. But yeah, I think that'll be it for this week. Follow us on Instagram. It's @BarkleyBuilt. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you next week.
Have a good day.